here at the stadium on the 27th. So we got Yankee tickets each hour, so keep listening for that. Here's Dave Eiland. This should be nice. This should be fun. Dave Eiland on the idea about Noah Syndergaard and whether he has underperformed. He has spent, 2.5 years in the big leagues? So I don't know where all these expectations come from. I wasn't here for all that, but he has yet to do a whole lot at the major league level. Ooh. Dave Eiland on Syndergaard. Now, if you were waiting for a little tough love, we might have found some. He has yet to do a whole lot on the major league level. So last year when he went, 14-9 with a 2.6 ERA and struck out 218 guys in 180 innings and had a 1-1 whip, I guess Eiland wasn't very impressed. Throws 100 miles an hour? What has he done? Ooh. What? But I wasn't here for that, but he has yet to do a whole lot at the major league level. Ooh. We have liftoff. There you go. Now we're cooking. So much for the lovey stuff. There you go. There's a shot to the solar plexus. He has yet to do a whole lot at the major league level. Eiland on Syndergaard. Now tell me this, though. This is what the Mets confound you. Why didn't Syndergaard pitch and then DeGrom wait? Why did DeGrom pitch and Syndergaard wait? When Syndergaard was scheduled to pitch when it was rained out. Doesn't make any sense to me. And then what is this? Is this now a steadfast rule? If you throw 39 pitches in an inning, you're okay, but if you throw 40, you're out of the game? Even if it's the first inning? I understand 40 is an unusual number of pitches. Very unusual number of pitches. And if he was cranky arm or any worries or anything else, but if you were like, it was a drizzly day, then why was he pitching? If you had any concerns about the climate, any concerns about the conditions, why was he pitching to where it became an issue after the first inning? I just, some of the stuff they do, it just makes you scratch your head. I just So now I like this. Eiland Syndergaard. I like this. I do like this. Yesterday, I'd say Anderson threw, I don't know, how many pitches he threw in the first inning? At least 35. And he threw okay the next couple innings. He had a rough first inning, got out of it. But I don't know what it's like. So if you throw 39 pitches, you're okay. If you throw 40, you're out of the game. Okay, got it. Matt in Manhattan. What's up, Matt?
Hey, with respect to the sports gambling, a couple points. One is that if there's federal regulation, that means that Las Vegas is subject to it. So they're going to. Well,
you don't know that. You don't know. You don't. I'm not sure that's the case. They could say that this is new law and it doesn't. The others grandfathered in. They could.
Federal regulation, it is unconstitutional to regulate some states and not others.
I don't know that. See, are you a constitutional lawyer? Because I'm not.
I'm a lawyer, not a constitutional.
Well, I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's true at all. So
another thing, though, then if it goes the state route,
right.
And people are setting up their own shops,
and I think it will.
Professional sports gamblers, at least in the interim, are going to blast the heck out of these places.
What does that mean, blast the heck out of these places?
Professional sport. I mean, in this day and age with technology, they can find the smallest, margin of a line that is better than it is somewhere else.
What if you have to be inside that state to wager in that state?
Well, he can easily have a network of people in various states doing that.
Well, I'm saying, but you have to wager you have to do that now in New Jersey. You have to be inside the state
for
to be
the most
able
part,
to make
in the
the
sports
wager.
gambling community, the people in New Jersey are professional bookmakers doing an excellent job with that. I mean, it was only one extra
No, but my
state
point is you might have to be inside each state to do it.
And they could have a network of people that are inside the states placing bets for them.
But that's okay. Listen, the idea is, but they're not worried. They're not going to be in the business of trying to beat the gambler. They're in the business of they're going to treat it where they just take a piece of the gross. That's all.
Right. But if the margins are only 5%, I'm saying that bookmakers with limited experience could get hurt early by that. Which brings me to my next point.
That's for the guys who are making book. That's different. That's different because a state can just say, I'm taking 28% off the top.
The other thing is that if the states take too much from the gamblers, you're not going to do anything to get rid of the organized crime.
You're not going to get rid of the organized crime anyway because they're never going away because they give credit and the states never can.
Right.
So they're never going away. Now, you can lessen their load for the big gambler is always going to be involved with the bookmaker because, number one, he doesn't want the IRS knowing about the wages. Number two, he doesn't want to have to pay on every major wager. Number two, he wants credit because he's laying out big parts of money. And I'll tell you, the biggest gripe I get from guys when they go to Vegas is, I can't believe I got to lay out the money for my bet before I bet. I said, well, what do you think it is? You're going to go there and they're going to give you credit? I said, so that annoys them more than anything else because they're not used to it. And I think that is true. Now, remember, this state-to-state thing could get extremely weird. It really could. But let's be honest, that's how horse racing has always operated. State-to-state, and the rules are different, and the horses can run on different drugs, and some can run on drugs and some can't, and some can do this and they can't. So there are different laws in boxing and horse racing. There was always state-to-state laws. So it could be that way with this, and that would change things radically versus there being federal laws. Now, whether it affects Vegas or not, you'd have to get somebody who's a much better versed on this kind of law than I am to tell you whether Vegas could be grandfathered in or how it affects Vegas or anything else. Ruben in Queens, what's up, Ruben?
How you doing, Mike? Two things. With this betting, I'll be able to stay. I mean, I live in New York, so I'll be able to call in bets, right, for my house.
If the state of New York is participating, I don't think you'd be able to call into another bet. If there was federal, you could call in anywhere. If it was state to state, you'd have to wait till your state is participating.
Oh, gotcha. So if the state's participating, they'll take my...
Like right now, if Jersey's going to be up quickly, from what we understand, Jersey could be up as soon as the 4th of July, but my understanding, you have to be in the state of Jersey to make the wager.
Right, I got you. One more thing. You were saying before about the Hicks in center field?
Yes.
I don't care if Cashman Mike, you can't have this guy bat with bases loaded.
Well, you can have him. Listen, you can have him. You can have him be the fourth outfielder. You can have him in the lineup. You cannot have him be the everyday player and get 600 at bats when he doesn't knock in any runs and doesn't do any damage. You can't let him bat sixth and every day and leave a trillion people on base, which is what he's doing. I mean, the guy's hitting 210, and he's got no power, and he knocks in no runs. On Saturday, he drove you crazy. He left 8 men on base on Saturday. Chris in Summit. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Just want to talk about the gambling. I think it's going to have a problem on the college game with the kids that aren't going to the pros. I think, them being swayed to throw games, I think that's something that has to be looked at.
The college game's going to be very interesting to see how they legislate it. There is an issue with college players, which is why if you know this, no bookmakers ever take big bets on college basketball ever. Because they can't, the level of, the only thing they take big bets on in college are bowl games and games played between monster programs. Otherwise, you can never make big bets because they don't know about the information. They don't know what they don't know. So that's why there's never big wages allowed anywhere on college basketball. You can't make big wages on college basketball.
So, Mike, you mentioned the bowl game. What about the college quarterback that's not going to the NFL? This is
the bowl games have a lot of scrutiny around them. That's why I mentioned the bowl games. There's a lot of scrutiny around them. There's a lot of awareness around them. So that's why I mentioned them. A Tuesday night SEC basketball, college basketball game played in January, there's not a lot of awareness about who's playing, who's not, who's doing what. And there has been numerous occasions of players shaving points in college basketball through the years. So we know that. So you're right about college being an issue. The pros, it is not an issue because you cannot get the guys making as much money as they're making. The colleges, it's an issue. There's no question. It's absolutely an issue. That will be something that colleges will be very worried about. The idea of somebody getting paid. Absolutely true. Ken in South Brunswick. What's up, Ken?
Mike, long-time listener, second-time caller.
Yes.
This is a game changer today. I've been waiting for this for years. I fly to Vegas every year for opening NFL Sunday,
right.
And I won't be going anymore. I'm going down to William Hill Room at
I wonder how many people will be impacted on their Vegas trips. Someone brought that up today. I wonder how many people would actually not go.
I think it's big. I mean, I go every year, and I that's the reason I go there for sports betting.
You might be right. Listen, I'm not giving you a statement of fact. I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying I wonder what they would think about it. It has to impact them some. The question is how much.
And plus, like you said, the money they make on the sports betting is not as big.
No, it's not very big. Oh, no, not even remotely. No.
As an aside, Mike, I've been to every Belmont and Secretariat when I was 18 years old.
Really?
My 47th in a year in a row this year.
Do you know what makes the most money at casinos?
The slots, right?
And the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
They go all day and night. They go 24 hours a day. I was like, once I said to a guy I was walking through with a guy who runs a casino, and I said, why would you even bother having penny slots? He goes, you don't get it. That thing goes day and night and night and day and day and night. It just never stops.
Yeah, and Saratoga's starting, like the guy called up before. I can't wait. I saw you and your daughter a couple years ago. I don't want to bother you either,
she goes every year with me. She loves it. She's been there with me every year. You can see us at the Oklahoma training track in the morning, sitting there, having breakfast. We sit there, say hello to everybody as they jog by. We go to Oklahoma at 6 o'clock in the morning, the two of us. So, yeah, she likes to get up and go there with me early in the morning. She's the one always go. She loves the horses, so she goes there, sits there with me on the Oklahoma training track, and we're there a lot. Absolutely, wouldn't be August without it. Peter in New Brunswick, what's up, Peter?
Hey, Mike, on the gambling, I just want to kind of throw a little devil's advocate out there. I enjoy sports gambling for fun as a hobby, but I'm sure with the modeling that these bookmakers use nowadays with the computer and the data they have available, the lines are so sharp that for the average person, it pretty much is a loser. So I just kind of wanted to say, with it becoming legal, I don't know if this would be a moral argument or not, but I've read studies that about 60% of the American population, if they have a $1,000 emergency, can't even come up with that money. So, I mean, just from a societal view, I don't think this is necessarily a good thing. I mean, it's good for a guy like you who has money, or a single guy like me, to bet $100 or $200 on a game, but I don't know as a whole if it's good to have a guy sitting in front of his TV. He's lost a bunch of money all day. He's got 3 kids to feed, and the Sunday night game comes on, and he can just place a bet on his phone right in front of his television.
I understand, but you know what? In this life, we live in a society where we ask people to have some ability to have discipline. And you're right, some people don't. It's the same thing. We can't close every restaurant and bar because some people have drinking problems. Some people have every kind of problems. I mean, somebody can abuse anything, as we know.
We're admitting that people have temptations, but we're then just giving them more vices to indulge in.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand. Listen, it's a fair point. I don't know what the answer is because it's there anyway, but you're bringing up a very fair point. You really are. I have no argument against you. I understand what you're saying. Will some people develop bad habits? They will. Absolutely will. I can't say they won't. They will. Ryan and Ramsey, what's up, Ryan?
Hey, Mike, how's it going,
What's
bud?
happening?
You've always said, no matter what, the small-time book or the local book will never be affected by this because it's based on credit.
Right.
Do you actually think this is going to really change the average bettor or the big bettor when he already has a website or a local guy or any
think
other
it
way
changes.
bets? Like, do you really think it's going to change a lot?
I think it adds a tremendous amount of people who don't. It introduces a tremendous amount of people to wagering that haven't been introduced to it before. That's what I think.
Will the racetracks be the biggest benefactor? Where if you go to the track, then they're going to bet horses. They're going to buy concessions. I think the tracks.
Well, that might be a positive. How about? I mean, can you take it to the umpteenth degree and see a day where there's a place right outside the ballpark?
Right. So I
mean, where you can bet on the corner. You know, in England, you can bet on the corner. You know, you can bet Wimbledon on the corner. I mean, then go into the matches. So I mean, that's how they do it in Europe. It's legal. So I mean, do we reach that level? I don't know. That remains to be seen. It's hard for us to think that it could be like that. I'm not sure that it will be like that or won't be like that. I'm really not sure. It's going to be interesting to see. We've always wondered about this, but I first have to see the form it takes. I have to see who's controlling it, how they're controlling it. Is it state to state? Is it how many different people handle it in each state? But I do think the combination of where sports is in America and the idea of mobile and what we can do with our, mobile applications like the iPhone and stuff like that, it's limitless, absolutely limitless. It could be unbelievably big. As we approach 4 o'clock, here's the Mink Man.